Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sir Thomas More, and today we get to hear from the Earl of Surrey in what some versions call Act 4, Scene 1, and other versions call Act 4, Scene 2. So in this scene, if you remember at the end of the last scene where Sir Thomas More was running around being a great host and there was a play within a play, and he made sure that the players didn't get skimped on what he intended to pay them, but he got called off to court because there were some urgent matters that needed to be discussed on behalf of the king. So we are now in this scene, either Act 4, Scene 1 or Act 4, Scene 2, depending on which version you're reading. We are now at Whitehall, like at court in the city council chamber, and Surrey's there and Shrewsbury's there and a bunch of other guys, and they're like, so where's Sir Thomas More? It's taken him a while to get here. Like, he shouldn't be so late. Should we go get him? And right as they're ready to send somebody to go find him, he comes sort of fluttering in. He's like, sorry, I'm late. Lots of things to talk about today. Who wants to go first? And the Earl of Surrey pipes up and says, my lords, as 'tis the custom in this place, the youngest should speak first. So, if I chance, in this case, to speak youngly, pardon me. I will agree. France now hath her full strength, as having new recovered the pale blood which war sluiced forth. And I consent to this, that the conjunction of our English forces with arms of Germany may soon bring this prize of conquest in. But then, my lords, as in the moral hunting twixt the lion and other beasts, force joined with greed frighted the weaker sharers from their parts. So, if the empire's sovereign chanced to put his plea of partnership into war's court, swords should decide the difference, and our blood in private tears lament his entertainment. So what's happening here is France is getting strong again. France is recovering from recent wars, and Germany and England are debating whether or not they should join forces to fight against France. And what Surrey is saying is, like, yes, it seems like maybe a good idea to join with Germany, but sometimes forces that join together, one can overpower the other, so we're going to need to be careful about this. And Shrewsbury pipes in with his 2 cents, saying some similar things, but he thinks that the German emperor is on the English side, so maybe they'll be okay. And More finally says, I've heard all the sides, it makes sense. Yes, let's team up with Germany and prevent France from getting too far ahead of itself. This is a good thing. All right, what's next? And then Sir Thomas Palmer comes in, because it wouldn't be an Elizabethan play without at least 2 characters with very similar names. He comes in and he's like, I have these documents from the king that you all need to sign and subscribe to. Doesn't say what the documents are, but from an historical perspective, we can guess what they are based on the reactions. So Sir Thomas More is like, Bishop of Rochester, you take a look at him first. And the bishop is like, no way, I'm not signing that. And he then gets arrested. He's going to be taken sort of in contempt of court. He hands the documents off to Sir Thomas More. He's like, give me a second, let me look at it. And he's like, nope. Yeah, no, I'm not signing that either. And if I have to, I will resign my post as Lord Chancellor, because I'm not signing that. And he is told that he's supposed to go home to Chelsea and wait there, and they might try again at a later date to have him sign the stuff. But, so long, Sir Thomas More. And so he takes his stuff and he goes, and Surrey and Shrewsbury look at each other and they're like, yeah, we'll sign it. So they sign this document, and Palmer leaves with Rochester to take him off to be arrested. And Surrey and Shrewsbury are like, whoa, that was really unlike Sir Thomas More to refuse to do something that the king told him to do. I wonder, that's not good. And that's the end of the scene. So, Sir Thomas More, being somebody of high moral and ethical standards, you can probably guess what was in these papers, and you can probably guess what the repercussions of him not signing these papers are going to be. But I also think that it's interesting that at no time in this scene does anybody actually say what the papers are about. It's just implied. It's one of those things that the audience is supposed to know. So it's not spoon-feeding us history. It's hinting at the history, the same way that the king isn't even a character in this play. He's somebody just mentioned. He's somebody who exists in another world off stage, and anything that the king wants is brought in via messenger or via somebody else. What's written in these documents is brought in by the reactions to what's in it, not an actual explanation of what's in it. So just an interesting way to go about it, I think. Anyway, Sir Thomas More has now resigned as the Lord Chancellor. He's heading back to Chelsea. Now we got to figure out what's going to happen to this wonderful, ethical man that everybody's in love with. It's not going to be good. But I'll see you tomorrow when we figure out more. I'll see you then. Mwah.